am, and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm a hooligan. I am what I am, and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm a hooligan. I am what I am, and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm a hooligan. I am what I am, and that's all that I am. I am what I am, I'm still a hooligan.
I wake up around 11 in the morning. It was just so boring. I'm eating Captain Crunch for lunch. Do I got issues yet, man? I got a bunch.
Like late night fist fights, half pints and hair fights. Yo, I love them all, so they label me an outlaw. But I still keep it raw.
Hey, guys. Welcome to today's episode of Tattoo's Opinions. This guy, am Tattoo. Well, there's another Tattoo, but he's a little dog. You want to meet him real quick? Come here, boy. Come here. Come here. Come here. We're going to get into today's opinions in just a minute, but come here. Come here. You want to meet the other Tattoo? This is the great baby. What is the baby? Oh, the baby. Come here, Sora. We'll get her on here too. Come here. Come here. Because part of today's topic is about loving your dogs. You're a lover. It's your lover. Give me 5. Give me 5. All right. Good girl. So, anyway, I'm Tattoo Terry, and this is Tattoo's Opinions. So today we're going to just jump right into it. We're going to talk about loving your dog first. There's 2 topics I have for today. The first one's going to be pretty brief. It's just going to be about loving your dogs. And the second one is going to be about masks that we wear figuratively. So you have a dog, you have a puppy, and that puppy becomes your family, your friend. It's not just something you toss around. So if someone were to put their hands on it like they would your kid, then you'd put your hands on them, wouldn't you? Yeah. You have to understand that it's okay to let your pet sleep in your bed. I don't care what any dog whisperer says or some Joe on the street decides he's a dogologist. And love your dogs, love your pets. If you have cats, ferrets, mice, spiders, snakes, and I have literally had all of them, please understand that I am a person who will most definitely step in front of you in a problem between you and your pet. You want to beat your girl up? That's your business. You want to put your hand on a pet or an animal, and that animal is dependent upon humans to live, then I have a problem with that. And if I am in that area, believe me, you're going to feel the wrath of Tattoo Terry if you put your hands on a fucking animal. Now, love your pets. They're family. They're not just your pets because they're your friends, your compadres. When I had cancer, my dog Emma at the time, she helped me decide that I wanted to do chemo. I found out that she was sick, and my love for her was reflected back on me. And I realized that in order for me to make her seem as though she was loved, I would have to get better too. And I did. She didn't, and that's that. But I loved her nonetheless, and I thank her. My pets have always been my friends. I talk to them like they're human beings. I talk to them like they are family because you know what? They are. The only difference is we get to choose them. We don't get a chance to choose the dumbasses we're related to. We make this family because it matters. So if it matters, let it matter all the time or really be done with it. Now, main topic for today is masks we wear. Hold on, I got to put one on real quick and answer a text. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped too, bro. I'm actually in the middle of doing my YouTube channel episode. But yes, sir. So what that was my buddy that I live with here, Tony. I've been tattooing a lot on him, and we're going to start a freehand custom full leg sleeve. I'm going to start outlining it tonight. But that's for a whole another thing. We're going to get to masks we wear. Okay. And what I mean by that is there's not a single individual psychologically proven that doesn't at some time feel the need to be somebody different than most people know. And when they do that, sometimes it's to such an extreme, the person that does know you is taken aback. Like, oh my, what? So you have to explain to them what it is you're fucking doing and why. And then that just makes the falsity that much more false, makes it ring true, if you will. Excuse the terminology. You've
got mail.
Your mama's got mail. How about that? Now, that was actually Tony. He didn't hear that. I didn't pick the phone up. I'm kind of stoned. Yeah, so masks that we wear. There's always some type of self-protection that goes with life, whether it be defending yourself verbally, defending yourself with a look visually, defending yourself figuratively by writing. But there's another way that a lot of us don't ever want to discuss, because then we understand how superficial we truly are as human beings. We put this mask on so that others around us don't get to see what they could possibly hurt. Now, you have to understand, you'll have psychology. I was a psychology major until I fucked up, quit college, and went to prison in Arkansas. So yeah, when it comes to psychology, I actually do know what I'm talking about. So masks that we wear every day, we have to defend ourselves from something we think might hurt us. Whether it's kissing ass, that is a mask that we wear. Hey, boss, you don't like the motherfucker. You can't stand him, but you basically get on your knees and blow his nuts to make sure your day is going to be okay. You got to kiss ass. That's a mask we wear, because that's a facade. That's not who you really are. Because if you didn't care about your job and you didn't have your emotional attachment to your livelihood, you would most definitely stand up and say, go fuck yourself. See, it's a mask. Psychologists will tell you that it's an emotional wall that we build up, and we build it so strong and so high that sometimes even us as individuals who built it takes a while to break it back down. Beg to differ. Check this shit out. Here's one for you to think about. If you build it, other than they will come. If you build it, you know how it was built. You're the architect of it. You can break it the fuck down in the blink of an eye. So don't let a psychologist or some therapist tell you, oh, it's just you've built it up for so long. It's just, no. Because if you can acknowledge the fact that you're not being yourself in any moment, you've already broke it down to the foundation any fucking way. Think about that for a minute. Because in order to break down a defense, one, you have to acknowledge it exists. Any type of protected shield that we have as human beings, we acknowledge there's something out there that we're wary of, something that we don't want to get hurt by. So what do? Either don't fuck with it, lie to it, which is also a facade and a mask. It's a verbal mask. Or we tell it what it wants to hear, another mask, because inside we know what we're telling them don't amount to shit. But we accept it and we keep going. Is that right or wrong? Well, Depends. Can you sleep well at night after you do it? Did it affect someone so detrimentally that they couldn't function and they allowed it to control them? Then yeah, that's probably an issue, something you probably need to fucking deal with. But and you probably did it for all the wrong reasons. You did it to try to manipulate, hurt, and just get over on the person. You know, that's the con man mask. That salesman when you go to the Ford dealership and the guy's like, hey, you know what? My grandma would look at his grandma's probably been fucking dead a decade. And if she's driving around in a new fucking Continental or Expedition, it ain't got no wheels on it. It's the Care Bear mobile. And it's in the clouds or Valhalla if you're me. So even myself as an individual, most of my life, I have been accused of wearing a mask or that I built up walls of protection from those things around me that would hurt me. Absolutely. That is the truth. And the problem with me in my masks is that it took into my 20s before I accepted it, that this was not who I was. But I had done it for so long, and this is not a catch-all or an excuse or rationalization, nor am I justifying it. I did it for so long, I was comfortable in it. It's like an old shoe. You can go buy a brand new pair of shoes. You still got to break them in because even though they look good, they feel kind of good, you know they're going to be good, they still don't feel like the pair of shoes you just got rid of. The shoes that you had that molded to the heels of your feet and the balls of your feet. Hey, hold on. Excuse me, sir. Hold on just a moment. What in the dog? What is wrong with you? You eating a receipt you don't want anybody to know what you paid for? Well, they got credit card statements for that. Anyway, fucking tattoo. So I didn't know until my 20s that I had created a wall. The difference in mine and most people's, mine was created for me because my family insulated me emotionally through an adoption process and my mother passing away that I don't even remember it. And it's not that I blocked it. I've tried everything, hypnotism, you name it. I've been to therapy and it's gone. They did a fine job of doing that. But in doing that, they didn't realize that falsity that they had created for me to live in was a falsity that I continued to live in because no one told me different. You see, the mind can accept anything. It's the soul that questions it. And then it relates to your brain, and your brain's like, pump the brakes, man. We got to figure this shit out because that ain't right. But throughout life, everyone wears different masks, whether it's at your job, whether it's at your girlfriend, boyfriend, lover, significant other, whoever. We wear a mask. The real us, most of the time, is afraid of what others may think, how severe judgment a person may cast. Now, me, this is the cool thing. Because I know these things through academia in my life and through living experiences, I know that my makeup, I deal with things way different because I know what's going on. And that regardless if I'm right or wrong, if I choose a path that in my heart and soul and mind is correct based on what I know, then that's correct for me. All my life, I've been easily able to cut ties with anyone. And people are like, you're just callous, you're antisocial, maybe borderline psychotic. I've heard all this shit. And I tell them all this. No, it's not that. It's why continue to be fake with someone to make them happy when I'm not? Why continue to be someone they want me to be when that's not who I am? And if I hold on to what they want, then I hold on to the feelings I have for them. But if I cast them aside as quickly as I cast aside the feeling and the situation, then I can just walk the fuck away because I realize I didn't matter enough. So neither do you. And I literally can cut off that emotion and walk away and not give two shits about it. And a lot of people call me callous. They call me whatever, cold-hearted. No, that cold heart was created by that situation and it was deserved. And I don't even give a fuck about it. So we're moving on. That's what I mean by that. I'm not saying we're moving on from this. We're right here, right now, right here. You're there. I'm here. I think that a lot of the times that people have self-deprecation or they demean themselves or they allow themselves to be belittled is because at some point in time after we've carried these masks with us, this backpack, I had a backpack when I was wearing mine. I would pull different ones out. And I imagine most people do based on where you are, who you're around, you have a different mask you put on. And they say that they're walls, and this is why I don't agree with that. A wall is stationary. You're not. Okay, you walk around with a force field. What the fuck are you, Yoda? No. You walk around with a mask, a figurative mask. And when you come to this person, it comes off. The only time this doesn't comes off and stays off for some people is when they're alone. I decided, roughly about 7 years ago, that I just didn't and wasn't going to have a mask. I was just going to be me. You're either going to accept me for me or go fuck yourself. And that's not me trying to be an asshole. That's just me letting you know that if I don't matter, neither do you. You know, why waste time? People have only so long to live. So why be superficial? Wear these masks. Why protect yourself? Why not take a risk? You take a risk laying your head down and closing your fucking eyes to go to sleep. You take a risk walking right out of your bedroom. When you get in your car, you take a risk there. So why not just take a risk and let you be you? Seems like a pretty simple and logical fucking thing to do, doesn't it? The problem is people are afraid to be themselves because of judgmentalness. They're afraid of being hurt. You see, most people say they get mad about shit. No, they get hurt. It's just mad is the accepted term. Mad is the accepted feeling. Me, I get fucking hurt. And then I get mad because I got hurt. And then because I get mad because I got hurt, the person that hurt me, if I haven't thrown it away, you're going to fucking know it. Yeah, because I ain't holding it in. I've had a heart attack, beat cancer. Why the fuck would I let pressure bust my pipe? Not this guy. So, no shit. Hold on just a minute. I didn't know I had live chat. You fucking know that? This is so cool. That's what you get being a premium member. But we've got to realize that as humans, not as a fucking society, but as humans, In order for someone to truly trust you, to truly care about you, guess what you got to do? You got to be you. No, I don't mean be this guy, right? No, just be that guy. You see, Tattoo Terry is a moniker. It's a nickname. And with that nickname, I created Tattoo Terry. Is it a mask or is it truly me? One has to think about that, don't they? Not this guy. I know the answer. But do you? Are you strong enough in your own well being mentally to be able to observe me and know if Tattoo Terry is really the same as Terry Jackson? I'll let you in on a little secret. He absolutely is. You see, Tattoo Terry being a moniker, I didn't live by that moniker. I lived this lifestyle and earned that moniker. So it wasn't created in a way to be someone different. Although I use it, I've used it in entertainment purposes, whether it be a wrestling spot, whether it be a video, whether it be whatever. I've used that name to create things. And I've used it to create this channel. Because, one, I just fucking love it. My dog is named Tattoo. I had a dog in Springfield when I had a tattoo shop, and his puppy was named Tattoo. We won't get into that. Let that go. We won't even dig up old dirt. It has nothing to do with anyone other than Dawn, my current ex-wife. But you have to understand, in order for someone to truly get to know you, you have to be you. And I don't mean the mask that's transparent. No. You have to take that shit completely off. You have to be the most rawest you that you have ever been with anyone other than your parents when you weren't having to lie to them for sneaking out or getting caught with that bag of pot in the top drawer of your dresser. I did that. We can't ever be a natural society if we're never going to be natural. If we always allow others to dictate our reactions, then are we living our life or are we living their life and allowing them to live through us vicariously? Kind of like being a marionette, a little puppet on a string. If you allow yourself, then that's what will happen. And then that mask is a new one that you have to deal with and be rid of. People have asked me or have said to me, why are you such an asshole? Yeah, okay, I'll accept that. But I accept it so easily because it's not that I'm an asshole. It's that I don't wear a mask. I'm not anyone different right here in front of you than I would be alone by myself talking to my fucking dog. I refuse to wear a mask. You want to know why? Because I want you to know me. It took a long time for me to know me. So why would I hide who I am from you? Any of you. And that's what makes me an asshole. It's because I'm real. And some of you are not. I made the statement when I lived in Leavenworth. There were so many people that talked so much cash shit about me, and 5 minutes later, they're in the tattoo chair getting fucking ink, spending their money with me, walking the fuck out. Man, he does a great job. Oh, fuck him. Fuck Tattoo Terry. Fuck. Okay. You're all a bunch of fake motherfuckers because you got a flag or a bandana, or you throw this up or this up or this up. I don't give a fuck about all that. You're fake. You got to have 20 motherfuckers around you at all times to hang out with, to make you feel like you're somebody. You're fake. You're wearing a mask. It's not who you truly are. And that's why you're intimidated by me. It's not because I'm big. It's not because I'm tattooed. There's so many goddamn people out in the world like that, just like me. That's bullshit. And I've heard it time and time again. I walk into a room and people are intimidated by me. Maybe it's just because I'm ugly as homemade soap. Absolutely not. I mean, I am, but that's not the reason. So what it is, people fear or are intimidated by things they don't understand, things that are different, things that are new, and things they can't fucking figure out. Now, why do you think that is? Me personally, I'm not that guy. I don't have that fear or intimidation. I want to know you. I'm going to come talk to you. You know, that's closed mouth don't get fed. Closed ears receive no knowledge. Yeah, think about that. But I don't wear a mask. And that bothers some of you. Some of you can't associate it with what it is. So all of a sudden, the best thing you can come up with, he's an asshole. That's why I'm okay with it, because you're all fucking ignorant that have called me that. You haven't, and I don't mean ignorant as like you're stupid. You're just unlearned. You don't have the knowledge that I possess. And it's not things that I guess or make up. If I speak about something, it's because I know it to be factual. I won't speak about it if I don't. I'll tell you, I don't know. You'll have to talk to so-and-so or look it up. Let me look it up, see what I can find out. Let me do some research on it. And then I do several different avenues, because you can't believe them all. But if 3 or 4 of them match up, then that's pretty much what I go with. It's just called learning, you know. But no, masks are dangerous. And because if you wear them for too long for the wrong reasons, you're going to get hurt anyway. You're going to get hurt by yourself. You're going to resent yourself, regret yourself. You're going to regret things that you chose not to do because you didn't want to be that person. Is that how you want to live? Not me. You know, 12 years of my life, and I say this a lot, but it's the truth. I don't use it for bragging, but a total of roughly 12 years of my life were spent incarcerated, where all I did was observe people. The last 3 years of my incarceration in the state of Kansas, after my heart attack and the cancer, I requested to be placed in single man status because I needed to think about me. I was getting closer to getting out. I had spent some time, committed some violent acts, had some violent acts committed upon me. Prison just makes you more violent, and that's a place where you absolutely need to wear a mask. But my last roughly 19 months of incarceration, I left with no mask and decided that I was not going to be anybody but me. Like Big B says, you can love me or hate me, but I ain't going to change and you ain't going to make me. You know, I love me now. I didn't used to love me. I didn't used to love me because I never had a chance to get at me. Why? Because I was wearing a fucking mask. And all of us do it. And because we wear those masks for protection, it also affects those around us. It's something we don't think about. When you're wearing a mask and those around you, go on tattoo. When you're wearing a mask around people, they don't know what's real with you, and you can tell them 9 kinds of things. But if they dealt with different sides of you, those masks, then they don't know whether to trust it, whether to believe it, you know? So you have to think about these things. And I would hope that you would. What, because I pulled a scab off you? You're tripping? He lost part of himself and now he's fucking upset about it. Do you want to see where it is? Does that make you feel better? You're so ate up. This dog doesn't wear a mask. Will you go lay down somewhere? It's always you. It's always about you, huh? Good boy. All right. So yeah, I don't know why people haven't realized all these things, right? Regardless of how much, stop. Go lay down. Sir, lay down. I don't understand why people haven't taken the time to figure this shit out on their own. I didn't need a psychology book or psychology classes or emotional detachments, superficialness, or nor did I ever need to read the book by Dr. Stephen King, or what the fuck was his name? Something King, out of Memphis. It was called Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. It talks about king baby behavior, narcissism, masks. So it's an old book. Fuck, old. So if you ever find it, good for you. Read it. It's a hell of a read. But in order for any of you to trust me when I turn this thing on, might help it turn the motherfucker on, huh? Turn this tattoo machine on, in my opinion, because it's such an intimate procedure and setting. You need to know a little bit about me. You need to trust me, right? Not just trust in my art, but there's a part of you that's nagging that tells you you have to trust me as a person, not just as an artist. So another reason why I don't wear my mask. Do they exist? Do I still have them? Absolutely. But do I wear them? No. Do you want to know why I keep them up here and look? So I can look at them. I can look back and think about the memories of wearing each mask and whether I hurt someone, whether I did something good, whether I created something, or whatever the natural realm of things would be when I was wearing that mask. I keep them around as souvenirs and as reminders about who I don't want to be. Kind of like my ex-wife's fucking name. You know, I was asked about this one time, and this is the honest to God truth. I thought you would never get my name on you. Well, we're getting divorced, so I think it's appropriate. We're getting divorced. What do you mean? Well, when I brush my teeth and I look in the mirror, it reminds me of who I never want to taste in my mouth again. Was that being an asshole? Maybe, but it was truthful. I was being honest, and I was called an asshole for it. Whatever. Maybe you shouldn't have sucked up half of South Kansas City. Anyway, I would hope and am hopeful that each and every one of you that choose to watch this get something out of them. I speak from my heart. I speak from knowledge that I possess. And I do a little deductive reasoning based on sound logic only before I offer an opinion or discuss a subject with anybody. So I would hope that each and every one of you that do watch this take something from them, each episode, because honestly, I would feel really good if I was able to reach people and they were able to get and grasp what I'm talking about in each episode. Yeah, they're opinions. They're my opinions, like I said, but they're based on logic and reasoning and knowledge and life experience. So I ran over. Usually I only do 30 minutes, but I ran over. So I leave you with this. We all walk a path in life, and that path isn't predetermined at all. I don't care what anyone tells you. I don't care what you may believe. It's not predetermined. If it was, then we wouldn't have free will. But as we each take a journey in our lives, I ask that you stop every now and then. Take a look to your left and then take a look to your right. Don't look behind you because that's the past. But see, you have these options in your present and your future that are to the sides of you. And they may be a better choice than the path you walk. But if you choose a path different than the one that your soul's direction has taken you, then I ask that you enter each path of that life, being you, only you, and don't let anyone else tell you you have to be different or tell you that you need to be a specific way. They're not you. You're you, and you live your life. And I ask that each of you today and forevermore live the best life and be the best you that you can. Until next time, this is Tattoo's Opinion. See ya. Same tat time, same tat channel. Tat toodles.